Hi everyone, and welcome to the comedy hour on FilmDirt. There is something funny about all of these guys that Chris Hansen caught back in the day. Well, clearly there is something wrong with them, but it's just something funny that we can get from a very serious situation, isn't there? So moments ago I flipped a coin to determine which video I see next, and Joshua Cologne is the winner, or the loser in his case. It was either him or John Dupee, has been mentioned to me a lot, so I'll do John Dupee next. This is all about Cologne, where I mentioned in my previous video that I felt I watched him before, and I've never seen the full-length uncut snatch at the bait house. I only saw the highlights, barely a few minutes long, and as Chris Hansen says, they used to show highlights on the syndicated show, which I believe was called Dateline, and that's the one I must have seen back in the day, probably on MySpace back then, who knows, but it was barely a few minutes. But this is the first time I'm actually seeing the full-length debacle as it unfolds, and I do recall he's the one that turned up at the bait house and he wanted to eat his own dinner that he brought with him, just dinner for one, and then he wanted to take a dump before he did that. So, just a really strange guy, completely not there. And I also read that he's a plumber, or was a plumber, and what's the betting that he's the same plumber that Jeff Sokol was waiting for? Some kind of parallel universe where this guy is at Jeff Sokol's house repairing his pipes. What a thought. And also, this decoy is the same decoy that nabbed Jeff Sokol. She's great. They're calling her Bailey, but I understand that the decoy in this one is by a different name, but it's still the same actress. This is Jenna Claire. They clearly use several profiles of young children on these dating, chatting apps, and it's like one of those really terrible flow diagrams where whichever option you choose, you end up with the same outcome in it. And in this case, it's Chris Hansen, expertly shepherded that way by Bailey. They're born losers in every respect. So let's take a look at this video now. It's again uploaded by Walls, who's done a brilliant job. Thank you to Walls for all these videos, all in their full lengths uncut. And just before we start, just to declare, I'm not a legal expert or psychotherapist analyst. You'll get none of that intelligent deep dive assessments from me. If you're looking for that, you're on the wrong channel. My only interest in this is that I am a father, and a father of a 13-year-old. So I hear Bailey turned 20 at some point because her age has been given as 19 and 20 in a lot of these reports. And I think her acting and mannerisms are very similar to my 13-year-old. I think she's done a great job, again, as I said earlier. So let's set this up here. And are we ready? Let's hit play.
Joshua Cologne was a 26-year-old plumber from New York when he surfaced in our
I love
Fairfield,
Chris Hansen.
Connecticut investigation. He brought an overnight
It's
bag
yellow.
and dinner for one. He wanted to have sex with a 12-year-old girl. What he got was a date with me.
I love that it's bright yellow, just to warn everyone. And a bright yellow bag as well.
Come on in. It's so good to see you. Oh, did you get here okay though? Were the roads bad?
Really
Look what I made you.
The same cupcakes.
Yeah. Do you like them?
Yeah, like,
Well, do you want to try
my
them?
picture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What'd you bring me?
I brought dinner for myself. Because I didn't get to finish my dinner.
Oh, that's
Because I
okay.
was kind of in a rush.
You can finish.
Such-
I had stuff earlier.
Such a smoothie.
And then we can have
It's fine, I can
cupcakes.
grab you something whenever, it doesn't matter.
It's okay.
Dinner for one.
Thanks.
I wish I had a house like this. Mind if I use the
There we
bathroom?
go.
I was way holding for so long.
Yeah,
Have a
it's
dump,
right here.
Joshua Cologne. Have a dump.
You look hotter than the picture.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. Yeah, right through
Why are you
there.
nervous? Oh, sorry.
No, here, this one.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
tiny door.
I know,
Go
it's
in
little.
there. He's too big for the room. The puff of smoke and the switch is complete.
Light switch in here? Oh, it's behind here. Is that it?
Come on out, Chopper. Get a
Oh,
seat. Right over there. Right over there. Your hands.
what a good reaction.
Seat.
I know who you are.
Yeah,
You know who I am.
he knows.
Who am I?
I see this on a show.
What show?
It's the show about men meeting young girls.
Men meeting young girls. Do you have keys in your pocket?
Yes.
Will you take them out, please?
His car's calling him to come back.
It turns off the alarm.
Oh, just press.
So you've seen my shows before.
Yeah.
How often?
It's been a while.
But I still came here.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We're starting up again. And you are among.
Congratulations.
What's your name?
Joshua.
Joshua. Joshua what?
Cologne.
Cologne. And how old are you?
I'm 32.
32.
He looks older.
And how did you meet this Jenna Clara?
I was on a app
Yeah.
called Blink.
Clink.
And why did you think it was appropriate
Link.
to talk to a girl who said
Never
she was
heard of
12
it.
years old?
I don't know why.
12?
I know. It was wrong.
Okay, Jenna Claire Decoy is 12 years old.
What did you bring with you?
Sick.
Huh?
What did you bring with you tonight?
Clothes?
Clothes. Why would you need a change of clothes?
Because I was going to stay over.
Stay over with a 12-year-old girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what were you going to do with this girl? What do you mean you don't know?
Guess, you know, guess have sex.
Have sex.
He's very honest.
Now, you had quite the chat with this girl.
He's just
It's too bad you aren't old enough.
laying it all out there
I
now.
would marry you. You would marry a 12-year-old girl
If she was old enough.
if she was old enough. But why would you even say that to a 12-year-old?
Yeah.
Do you have any nieces and nephews, younger cousins?
Yeah.
Okay. What if a guy was hitting on them like this?
Yeah, I wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't like it. So explain to me what was going on in your mind that made you think it was okay to come here and do the very same thing.
He's not
I don't
all
say
there.
anymore.
Well, you pretty much already said it. You asked for her address. I'll pick you up somewhere and we'll have sex if you want. I'll go slow, and yes, it will hurt because she's a virgin, you say. This is all you, right? You
What a
tell
sick
her to
guy.
masturbate in preparation for your big night of sex with a virgin.
Wow.
Did you bring it?
Why?
Where?
In my bag.
What else is in there?
Why? She's nicked his car.
Toothbrush, stuff like that.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you're going to find.
Yeah, well, we'll finally make out and make love. I was thinking of staying over and leaving the next morning. So when I come over, we'll go to your room and you'll take off all your clothes, since I'm the boss. Why did you have her call you Poppy?
I don't want to say anymore.
What is Poppy?
Puppy?
It's Latin of saying,
Nickname?
yeah.
You wanted her to call you the boss. And then you say, I just hope your mom doesn't find out about me because I could get in serious trouble, you know, right? I could go to jail. I know love knows no age, but most people don't think the same.
No, because it's a child. You
No.
I
fool.
know, messed up.
Have you done this before?
No.
Have you ever contacted an underage girl online before?
Yes.
Wow.
We have evidence of that too, a 13-year-old. So why should I believe you've never done this before?
I just, the first of me
You
do
just
it,
woke
taking
up-
a chance.
You woke
I
up a
just-
few weeks ago and said, I'm going to chat up this girl and drive from your home where?
New York
In Brooklyn,
and Queens.
Queens. You said Brooklyn. Or do you work in Brooklyn?
I work in Brooklyn.
Okay. And you live in Queens.
Yes.
And what do you do for work in Brooklyn?
I'm a plumber.
A plumber. Good job.
Yeah,
Not anymore,
Good
you're
pay.
not.
it's alright.
Why would you toss it away for this?
Yeah, you stupid.
What do you want people to know about all this?
Really nothing.
Nothing. What do you think should happen to you?
I guess I have no choice but to go to jail.
Do you deserve it?
Yeah.
I mean, can't you
It's
explain
too
me
late to come to your senses now, isn't
what
it? It's
brought
too
you here
late.
tonight?
Just to give up now and expect jail.
I mean, it's not right.
It is not right. I know.
But help me to understand it.
I don't know. I don't know what was going through my mind.
You don't know.
No.
I mean, this is your chance to explain yourself.
There's no way I'm getting out of this anyway, so I'm not gonna
He's
say
got a
anything.
point.
You shave down there. I like it smooth. You say you're going to.
He's
groom
seen the show
yourself for
before,
this
so he
special
knows he's not getting away.
event tonight. That's your car, right?
The yellow
You share that car with whom?
Pimpmobile.
Your brother. You have a twin brother?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's wow.
He wouldn't be happy.
He's got a twin,
family twin.
identical twin.
No, my mom died, and my father.
Yeah, that's sad. But you know,
Well,
you
Joshua,
can't use that to look
I don't know
look
what
for
else to say.
kids.
Except that
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen. And this is an investigation called Hansen Vs Predator.
Okay.
Here they come.
So if
Here
there's
come the
anything else you
boys.
want people to know, now is the time.
No.
You're free to leave.
Can I use the bathroom? Because I've been holding it for quite some time.
I think you should go.
No, you can't use the bathroom now. Not after what you've done. He gave up very quickly there, and the phone drop as well.
Right there.
He realised straight away who Chris Hansen is.
Do you have anything in your pocket, sir?
See, what does it take to get people to stop this, other than the sudden shock of being caught?
I'm gonna have you sit in this car.
And only then they hopefully stop.
Watch your head, and I'm gonna have you slide all the way over.
It's just a really huge man, isn't he?
You okay?
No.
Take a right on up here, you're gonna go up the ramp and take a left, okay?
Nothing hidden.
No Cialis, no IBS pills,
Where are they?
condoms.
Okay, but there's nothing on you right now.
No.
Okay. Okay. You need to use the bathroom?
Yes.
Okay, right through there.
Finally,
The officers in
get to use the
uniform
toilet.
are gonna do what we call process you, okay? I know you've never been arrested.
It looks like
but
Silence of the
they're gonna
Lambs, doesn't it, where he's in the
photograph
cage?
you. When they're done, I'd like to take you upstairs if you'd like an opportunity to talk.
But it does, doesn't it?
It'd be up to you. You'll
Really
be advised of
creepy.
your Miranda rights. I think you should think about it as you're spending time down here, because right now, we only have one version of events, we don't have your side of the story, okay? Is Josh okay, or do you like Joshua?
Josh is fine.
People call you Josh. Get comfortable.
And that's his
have a
own
seat.
dinner that he brought with
Over
him.
there downstairs.
Okay, ending the video there because I'm going to do the interrogation in the next video. So, what did we think of this one? Firstly, I don't think this was as funny as Jeff's so-called, so I'm a little bit disappointed in that. But I think we've got a man here that, as I mentioned during the video, it's the realisation of what he's done. I think he's had a long run at this. You know, he's admitted that he's met up with kids before. Yeah, and suddenly he's got Chris Hansen. He knows who he is. He knows the show he's on. And I think he's just given up. You can see it in his demeanour. He came into the house all chipper and chirpy and smiling. You know, he's got Bailey or Jenna Claire in front of him, finally. Might have been a long journey. I don't know if it was 2.5 hours like Jeff Sokol's was. You know, looking forward to it. You know, finally I've got the chance of meeting a girl on her own. You know, apparently the parents are always out of town for a few days, aren't they? So he's got an overnight bag as well, full of clothes, so good times are ahead. And dinner for one as well. It's all right to be so self-centered, isn't it? It's just all about himself. And that shows us what the man is about, isn't it? It's just me, and I don't care about the life I'm about to destroy. You're not destroying the child's life, you're also destroying her family's life as well. And dealing with that as she gets older and realises she's been taken advantage of. You know, as the brain develops, you start to understand and realise, you know, what your childhood was about. You know, what people you should have avoided, who you should have trusted. And you only get that with age and experience. And, you know, and there's too many of these guys walking about that shouldn't be, in my opinion. So, what else? Yeah, he's got a bright yellow car. Which makes it easier for everyone to see where he is. And also, talking of being identified, he's got a brother or a twin brother, did I hear? Identical twin? Did we establish that? That would be very unfortunate for the twin. Unless he's, you know, on the same level. I hope he isn't. But very unfortunate for this other guy. You wouldn't want to be this other guy, would you? With, you know, a twin that's done for being a predator. And this guy worries me a lot more than Jeff Sokol because he just seems out of control. I want to know about these other victims that he's apparently met up with. And I'm sure we'll get that in the second part here, which is the police interrogation. Again, the full-length version. And I'll do that in the next video. As I did with my Jeff Sokol videos, I'll do 2 of them separately. And concentrate more on each incident. I think that'll be easier that way to do a little bit of a deep dive into it and try and break it down. So let's come back in part 2 very soon, where we'll be sitting in with Joshua and some police. I don't know if it's Detective Kelly again. I hope it is. He roasted Jeff Sokol and I liked his attitude, even though I think he was still professional, but although I think he spoke to him, you know, on a man-to-man level and probably took his police hat off at certain points where he got angry at him. I don't think he's going to appear suddenly in this room. It looks like a female cop or detective, I should say. And we'll see how that goes on in the next part. Okay, I shall leave you with the very accurate flow diagram put together by my son. My son is 15 and my daughter is 13. So I've got a vested interest in HANSEN vs Predator. So see you again shortly for part 2. Stay tuned on FilmDirt. All the best and take care.